Thompson Station, about to look at a new construction property between Garrett Farms and Tollgate Village, 1 mile in either direction. This community is surrounded by historic land. You're not gonna have to worry about redevelopment around it. You've got it connecting to the Thompson Station Greenway belt. It's not fully connected yet, but they've done their part here. This is the best option in Thompson Station right now. I know that because I just went through this whole gambit with new construction buyers from Arizona that contacted me through my YouTube channel. They came here, we looked at all of the available options within this price range. This was the best in terms of location right now on the market. Starting in the 1 million, but for decent upgrades, 1.1 to 1.2 is what you should expect to spend. Has basement walkout options, crawl space, and slab. We're gonna get into a lot of the specifics at the end of the video, so stay tuned. I'll tell you about the builder. I'll even tell you about the community name. I'll get more into detail on what was the deal breaker for these buyers and why it's not gonna be everyone's deal breaker, why there is no perfect new construction community, but you have to narrow down and figure out what's most important to you. But I think this is probably the best community on the market right now in Williamson County for locale, for what you're gonna get if you're interested in that. Let's get into this build. Like right away when you walk in, you're met with this like incredible office. When I was here with those buyers from Arizona that I was helping look at this community, I was really impressed with this opening setup. This is like pretty top end, the French doors, the shelving, but as you're gonna see, as we're gonna walk through, a lot of this isn't actually upgraded. I think this builder kept everything a little bit closer to the base pricing. We're talking about, we're in the $1 million range in Thompson Station, but we are a mile from Garrett Farms, and the other side you got Tollgate. But like this type of setup, you're typically finding homes right now in the new construction process, probably closer to the $1.4 million range in Thompson Station and Franklin area, 1.2 to 1.4. So this particular community, like definitely was something that we needed to check out while we were here. So pretty top end stuff, definitely could be upgraded even more, but I liked the cabinet space. I think the cabinets were probably, this is not like the top end stuff, but it's nice. Gas range, gas in this community, pretty big island. I think this one's upgraded with storage on the other side. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So it's an oversized island. But I think the main selling piece to this community and why I came back to do a video was because of the location. You're gonna have a lot of like pretty nice upgrade options here, like this covered patio, grill, outdoor setup. You're gonna have a lot of frills here and options for upgrades. Okay, so living room setup. You know, it's pretty open architecturally. You do have some dividing points, but some people like to have more of like architectural separation, like with Celebration Homes and how they have, you know, a ceiling drop going into what would be a new higher end vaulted ceiling. This is gonna have some different features. Every builder's got a little bit of a different edge. So we got the loft set up here. Pretty standard. One thing I did, I really like this. This is not gonna come with most of your homes, but they have like a little doggy room entrance for this room. Totally not standard. I think they just did this for the model to spice it up. But we are upstairs. The primary is gonna be downstairs, but I wanted to come upstairs real quick to knock this out and talk about this. Tile work, you know, they have mirrors in here, but you got some reasonable features Not everything is upgraded. Like these doors are pretty standard, not like heavy. So just keep that in mind. Like you're gonna be able to do a lot more upgrades with this. One thing I will say about Dreamfinder Homes is that most of the time, when you see their price, it's gonna be with like already just like a little bit of upgrades, but definitely not the top end stuff. So if you want more of the luxury, you're gonna have to probably expect to spend 100, 150 more. Some builders are gonna list the base prices and it's absolutely everything at its basic. But that's one thing I did find about Dreamfinder Homes is their list price is gonna have some of the upgrades in it already. They're trying to create more of a realistic expectation. Carpet upstairs. I do like the hardwood. Now this is a pretty cool setup. I liked how they had this layout of this room. Once again, they did a great job with the presentation of this model. And hopefully I'll be able to get to the video at the very end of the community itself. But just like a pretty large bedroom, like very, very large. Walk-in closet. You got a full bath in here. So definitely some options. It's not quite a suite level, but much larger than the other bedrooms. We're gonna finish up by going downstairs. If this is just the utility closet, it is. The primary on the first floor is so standard now. And the extension, we'll just talk about this real quick. The extension here, pretty nice. Got a lot of storage. If you decided to get this, it's not standard. That's gonna be an upgrade for sure. Actually, I know it's an upgrade because I remember we talked about that when I brought the buyers through and we looked at it. Walk-in pantry, shelving only on the L shape. So a little bit less storage than you would normally think, but still a nice walk-in. This is definitely an upgrade for sure. We got the primary. Just want to take this in for a second. Actually more windows than I had previously remembered. We got 5, lots of lighting. Oh, another feature, they have like basement walkouts in some of these. This one doesn't have it though. Crawl space and slab. So they've got, you know, a basic oversized tub. This is definitely not gonna be like top end with what you're looking at right here, but could upgrade it more. Walk-in shower. I do remember like not liking this walk-in shower. For whatever reason, with this model, the way they set it up, they didn't actually like finish this door. It's just like not finished. Like there were some things that I remember we pointed out that just weren't finished. This doesn't go both ways. For whatever reason, they just like didn't finish that. So it's not like an actual finished product. And I was kind of like, I hope that's not what it ends up being. Not the biggest walk-in, you know, closet for the primary, but this floor plan seems to have, you know, more of the conservative side with some of the pantry and the walk-in closet. This is the water closet. My buyers, the buyers from Arizona, were so confused how the building patterns in the South like have a door for, you know, the water closet for the toilet in the primary. And that's just not the case for a lot of builders, you know, like in Arizona and some other parts. They just don't do this. So this is actually something that's very specific to the South, to have the quote unquote water closet door, which I thought was interesting. All right, we're gonna finish up this video by, you know, really going through a lot of the pros and cons that I found of this community. Ultimately why we, the buyers almost bought a lot here, but the reasons why they didn't, we'll go into that as well. Pretty standard laundry room, not upgraded all the way, but also I don't think it's at its most basic. 2 or 3 car garage. Like I said, they did have basement walkout as some of the options. for these homes, but they were only on very particular lots. And then the rest were either crawl spaces or slab. Okay, let's finish up by talking about that. Okay, so we're upstairs in the loft now. I mentioned it before, but we are in Garrett Farms. This is $1 million range, Thompson Station. It has a Franklin zip code. This is Dreamfinder Homes. And we are in a very, very good part of Thompson Station. You pull out of this community, you go left, you got Garrett Farms, a really, really top tier shopping district in Williamson County and Thompson Station. You go right out of here, you've got Tollgate Village, another top end, fantastic retail space. Lots of things to do in this area. 1 mile that way, 1 mile that way. Prime location. This community is surrounded by historic land and is gonna have a greenway connecting to the Thompson Station greenway belt. They've done their part. I don't think it's gonna connect for another year or two or plus or whenever, but eventually there's gonna be a full section of that greenway connecting. Really, really, really great location. Now, the buyers I had here from Arizona, we looked at this, they were really, really interested. Now, one of the issues with this community, there are the way they laid out the lots, you know, you have the rectangle and then you have the intersection of homes. A lot of the perimeter lots are taken so far, but they're releasing more in an undisclosed time frame, but actually just recently they opened up 4. Now, one of the things about these home sites, because they offer 3 different foundations, you've got the basement walkout, the crawl space, and the slab, based on the lot that you pick, it's already been predetermined what the foundation's gonna be. So you might really like a lot, but then it's already been predetermined to be a crawl space or a slab. A lot of the basement walkouts are in the middle. Now the problem is, this middle area really, because of this elevation difference to have a walkout basement, you end up having one house like above and then like the backyard, and then the other house is like kind of slanted down like this. So you have a setup, at least in the middle, where you might have sight lines that go into the other house. Not as much privacy. The middle lots were definitely not gonna work for my buyers. And a lot of those perimeter lots snatched up real fast. Now they're gonna have more lots that open up, but you're gonna have to be really careful about, and quite honestly, a little bit picky about the lot in this community, because you have historic land surrounding it, which is, once again, really, really great. But you have, on the top, on the north side of it, you have horses and that historic land, and you also have like a barn. Some of the lots, kind of the backyard faces that. Some people love that. Have horses in your backyard. Literally, there's a fence, you got horses, and there's a barn. Not for everybody, right? Fantastic location. You're surrounded by historic land. You're not as worried about redevelopment because it's historic land. So you got the greenway, you got the north side, you got the south side, you got that road that cuts straight through. So you definitely are gonna have lots in this community that are gonna be probably really, really sought after and competitive. Whereas there are gonna be lots that are like in the middle, which are gonna be maybe not everyone's cup of tea. You might want the basement walkout, which it looks like there are more of those being built, you know, closer to the center of that rectangle. And you might not want to have your neighbor so close, or that elevation difference. So that definitely was not a great selling point for the buyers I helped come take a look at this community. Location, right now, it was the best location that we found. We looked at a lot of new construction in Williamson County. We looked at pretty much all of it that was available. And this was by far the best location. Really quite a shame that, you know, you can't always get the lots that you want. But the good news is, with communities like this that are doing different stages of the lot release, and they have a custom builder in this community that may release even more lots. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but they are probably gonna pull out of this community those ones that had been taken by this other builder. So there are some very premium lots that are probably gonna be coming back on the market in the next couple months. But they're just, there's like a letter of interest from this other builder, you know, a little bit of bureaucratic stuff, but I knew that I was gonna come back and take a look at this community because the location was by far the best. The pricing, you know, they're gonna advertise, I think their sign says, you know, high 900s, and it's already moved to $1 million because, you know, as the community's building out, pricing starts to shift and change. To get like a really like decent build out, you're probably looking at like 1.15, I would say, between 1 and 1.2. But after talking to these builders and actually like sitting down and understanding their process, you have some builders that are gonna advertise like the absolute like lowest starting price, wire framing and the closet type stuff to get you in the door. But one thing I did respect about Dreamfinder's home is I really liked how they presented the pricing, because they were kind of just like, we're not gonna advertise like in the 900s in particular, because by the time you're upgrading everything, you're looking at like, you know, at least $1.05 million, if not 1.1. So let's be reasonable here and just like set expectations. And I have a lot of respect for that, because you have so many different pricing differences and styles of builders and production builders. And this, you know, they're a production builder, but they do some semi-custom. They seem to be doing a pretty good job in this community so far with how they're designing and building out what they already have. I don't know how many spec homes they're gonna have, but they were like anticipating selling 3 lots a month, and they're like way over that. So I think the word has already kind of gotten out that Garrett Farms is like, you know, maybe not the next Popular Farms, but it is clearly going to be sold out within the end of this year, is my guess. Excellent community, not everybody's cup of tea. The builder's not perfect. I was thinking about it and I was going through things. You know, we found some flaws in the model home when I was going through here with very savvy buyers who have a lot of insight and knowledge. There were flaws that we found. Now, having looked at so many new construction homes and kind of thinking about it, it's like there's never been a perfect home. I will say that Celebration Homes has probably the best model home I've ever looked at. Unfortunately, that community that it's in is not great for most of the people that I think are looking to move here because of the location in Williamson County. It's close to a highway, and they split the community with another builder that's at a much different price range. It seems like there is gonna be no perfect new construction setup where you have the perfect community, the perfect builder, the perfect home. It looks like there's gonna be compromises that have to be made. So, wanted to come back out here and take a look at this community in Thompson Station again. This floor plan is reasonable, not perfect. I didn't go through and point out all of the architectural, you know, mistakes, but there were some. And I think that's important to note, because there are gonna be realtors, there are gonna be people out there that are gonna try and sell you the perfect product and say it's the perfect product. Spoiler, it doesn't exist. You can probably get fewer mistakes with certain builders, but quite honestly, I would rather work with someone that's honest with me, because I think that's where people really get screwed, is like when you're being sold the perfect thing and the other person is covering their butts at every mistake. That's just not the type of business that I like to run. So my name is Richard Royer. I am your Greater Nashville buyer's agent, taking a look at this community after having looked at it with some buyers from Arizona. And I just want to say that I am here to give you my honest opinion and try to do the best I can to start giving you more of an unbiased opinion about these communities, showcasing some of the negative sides of it. I think there's some part of me that is afraid to do that because some people can really hone in on the mistakes and think that there is the perfect home out there or the perfect builder or the perfect community and end up looking for it, the unicorn. I think it's better to try to create the more well-rounded, balanced approach. I'll talk about what I like, I'll talk about what I don't like. And this community location is premier. I will say that there's a lot of lots in this community that are probably not going to be that appealing to a lot of people because of the ones in the middle. But I will say that for its price, having just gone through the whole gambit of new construction in Williamson County right now for this price range, this is probably your best option for Thompson Station, Williamson County area. There really isn't a lot right now. You've got a couple communities that are being built, but they're gonna be starting in 1.4, like McLean. You're probably gonna be able to get a good home, an amazing home here for under 1.2, and that's a lot of money. But for this kind of location, Williamson County, between two really, really incredible retail spaces. Also, they're building a Costco over here. I just learned that. Just something to consider. This is Garrett Farms, brand Garrett Farms. My name is Richard Royer, and I'll see you in the next video.